a lot of people have been asking me to do a video on the state of the WWE, the state of the WWE, and that's pretty much what I'm going to do. My name is Tubby Emu, and that's the video we are getting into now. One of the big things in the last couple months, people have been asking me why I haven't made more news videos, why I haven't been covering it more and more as far as WWE goes. And, you know, I'm a channel for WWE. I've built my whole livelihood on wrestling. And a lot of people have been getting upset, and I've been seeing some hate for the first time. I've had people unfollow to me, you haven't been making these kind of videos, you haven't done this, you haven't done that. And I think the real reason is the product. I mean, if you look at where we've came, WWE has gone down so far down the hill in the last couple months that it's not entertaining to do videos, to watch. I'm sorry, it's just not. There's really nothing going on in WWE that I could not live without. And that goes to say for a lot of things in life, but as far as what the product they're putting on TV is just not entertaining. And I'll bring this up in a way that WWE is doing a couple things right now. They're doing the breast cancer awareness, which I fully support. Susan G. Coleman, 100% behind it. The segment last week when they had Hoda Kotb and Kathy Lee Gifford on was just an absolute disgrace. I know a lot of the times they bring in these celebrities for not only cross-promotion to get it, featured on USA Today or whatnot, but they're also using it for the cause of raising awareness for breast cancer, raising money, etc. This year, though, it just feels weird. It just doesn't feel, like normal WWE. I mean, as far as the last couple of years goes, WWE has gotten pretty gimmicky on a lot of things. A lot of cross-promotion, a lot of things to try to grow. And I don't think a lot of those things have really helped. And, this week, especially tonight, is last week they had Kathy Lee and Hoda on, which, they're pretty well-known people. I mean, they've got the Today Show or the Good Morning America, whatever the fuck show they have. I don't even remember which one it is. They have a pretty well-known following and fan base. Yes, most of them are not wrestlers, so that cross-promotion didn't really make any sense. However, if you thought that was bad, this week's guest hosts are even worse. Like, I always thought it was bad when, there was Dominic Monaghan had guest hosted a couple years ago, and, he was in one of the Disney movies, Road to Paloma, or whichever one it was, and nobody really gave a shit about that. Tonight we have Nene from The Real Housewives of Who Gives a Shit? Honestly, I think WWE has gone down not only with the product they're putting on screen. I think that they're looking at these big names and oh man, fuck, I don't think anybody wants it. That's the big name they got. That's the huge superstar they got was Hoda and Kathy. I don't think anybody probably wants to be associated with it. I'll be honest with you. Out of all the feuds going on in WWE right now, there is not one that I honestly really give a shit about. There's Seth Rollins trying to get, his comeuppance against Dean, and, Roman for kind of screwing him. But you've got Daniel Bryan who's hurt and who's out. You've got Roman who's hurting out. And Roman was the guy that they were pushing so hard that they were basically feeding and jamming him down our throats as, he prepares for his eventual rise into WWE, main event stardom. I think it got to the point where, we weren't really cheering for Roman, and Roman wasn't getting that big of cheers because they were pushing him down our throats so fast. Now we come to, they really are, I don't want to say are running thin because I don't think they are. I think WWE has got a lot of great talent. Unfortunately, great talent just doesn't develop into stars overnight. It is, big a pops as Dolph Ziggler is getting right now. Just throwing him in the picture wouldn't do anything for him. And I hate to say it, but it's a shame when the best thing going on TV or on a product is the one storyline that I said for the last year when Damian Sandow was doing all these bullshit promotions and, going out there and trying to entertain the crowd and being that guy that does anything. Look at what he's done. He's not gone to a main event spot, and I don't think, nor do I think, he will go to a main event spot for quite a while, or if he even does. I think by him doing the Miz role, it is something unique. It is something interesting. It is something that I want to watch, even if it's with the Miz. I think it's gotten to a point where I'd rather see the Miz and Sandow. And I know what you're saying. Some people are fans of Miz and some people are fans of Sandow, and that's not a bad thing. I'd rather watch those two guys go at it than anything Rusev, Mark Henry, Big Show, any of those guys have, because I really don't give a crap about any of those guys anymore. I don't care about Mark Henry. I don't care about Big Show, because Big Show is just the biggest disappointment in the WWE. I don't know why. It's so frustrating with Big Show and Mark Henry and these guys that try to come off as monsters and then they lose. And I just don't know what WWE is doing. Now with the state of WWE, they've already got this product now that a lot of people have been, tuning away from, and their numbers have been going down. And then now you have the WWE basically coming in, adding in all these guest stars, these guest hosts that really nobody care about or, even want to see. I don't think they're really doing anything for the ratings, because besides Nene from Real Housewives, they're having Todd Chrisley from Chrisley Knows Best, which I don't give a shit about. And I know in terms of its USA Network, it's helping promote the USA Network shows. As a business guy, I get that part. Just like something I want to talk about in a future episode where people brought up the WWE Network and why they're content with what they've got going on. And I'll bring that up. But these guest hosts that they keep trying to throw in, I don't know if WWE is just trying to get these big names in. They're just trying to be relevant. But I don't think WWE is nearly as relevant or doing what they think they are as they think they are. And that sounded kind of weird. I don't think WWE thinks they're as relevant as they actually think they are, because I'll be honest, I don't even want to watch anymore. I mean, it got to the point for the last couple months where when I was streaming back in August or September, I'd stream Mondays. And then I would go live, would keep going live with Minecraft or something for the first hour, and then I'd watch Raw on like a DVR set, essentially. Now it's to the point where I don't even want to watch it after it's been DVR'd, because I'm skipping through literally so much of it, and I don't know what WWE can do to change this. I know a lot of, internet fans will come around with, oh, they've got to do this, they've got to do that, they've got to capture this guy, they've got to push this person, everybody's got these ideas of what WWE can do, and I don't know, because what I thought would work and what I thought would be tried and true, and, Dean and Seth getting their comeuppance and building their way up, and then, Roman, and with the injuries, they just keep bringing him back down. I'm all for Brock being champion. I'm all for Brock not even being at Hell in a Cell. A lot of people are just getting mad. You have a champion and he's not fucking defending it at the pay-per-view. What kind of thing is this? CM Punk was champion for 434 days, defended him at every single pay-per-view, and it still got to the point where I love CM Punk, but I'm getting sick of this because I know he's not going to lose. So WWE isn't going to fix anything by just bringing back Bryan, just bringing back CM Punk, just bringing back any of these other guys. WWE has got an issue going on right now with the state of its company. It's got a lot of things going for it, but a lot of things going against it. And I don't know how many more crappy Raws and segments I can sit through. I honestly don't. I mean, I'm already starting to get to the point where Raw isn't even something I want to watch taped. And I hate to say that, because when the main show is not that interesting, it then, protrudes down where I don't even watch really SmackDown. I used to watch it on a tape delay, and on Friday, they get it. It launches in Australia during the day, so I'd usually watch it during the day on Fridays. And even that I'm not doing, just because it doesn't matter anymore. I mean, if you look at all the storylines we've got going on, we've got the Rusev doing whatever he's got. We got Paige and AJ, which is fine. I think I like the story, but they're also really filled up with the Total Divas stuff, which means, that storyline is the Brie Bella, Nikki Bella storyline is getting more exposure than anything else. And then I don't know which podcast I was listening to, but they brought, I think it was Busted Open Radio on Sirius, on an interview. They were talking to the Bellas. And if you had told me months ago or years ago that the Bellas would be fighting and then I'd be interested, I would have said you're full of shit. I would have said, I don't care about the Bellas. I really don't. And the WWE turned it into, I would love to see the Bellas beat the hell out of each other. But the whole way they went about promoting it and going about the show, especially with the Brie Bella and the Nikki Bella promos, where, that's when Nikki took my car and all this stuff. And I was watching those. And that's when I made a Vine, and it was a pretty popular Vine. And it was like, well, I think that's enough WWE Raw, because the show had gotten to the point where it was so tacky and so cheesy. When they have this real-life drama between Nikki and Bella, between the Bellas, they could have made that something I wanted to see, because I'll be honest with you, I'm all for Nikki or Brie turning on one of the other ones, because, I think it should have been the other way, though. I think Brie should have turned on Nikki. You just had to go out, I don't know. I don't want to be here. I don't want to sit here as a storyline writer trying to tell you what I would do to fix the company. All I know is the company is in a complete state of disarray. When 2 years ago I would watch every show they would put on, I would look at it, and now I just really don't care because a lot of the stuff on Raw has become throwaway. The builds don't make any sense. You don't really care about the champions. And I hate to say that because I am a big WWE fan, but I want to know your guys' thoughts, your opinions on this. Where do you see WWE going? What can they do? How can they get back on path? And how can they fix the state of the WWE right now? Because right now, I don't even want to turn on the TVs on Mondays. I don't care enough. And I hate to say that because I am really a big fan of the company. I'm a big fan of the product they put out most of the times. But just right now, WWE doesn't have their shit together. And they've got to get their shit together or else I might start pulling away some effort and time and money from this company because they can only push you so long. When we have a state of a show, a 3-hour Raw, that is literally 2 hours and 45 minutes of pure garbage, bullshit, and crap. But we get The Rock coming out for 10 minutes, and then we deem that episode of Raw good. We deem basically not even 10% of a show on the quality of it. I think that's saying something. As Seth wins via roll-up pin, WWE, you've got to be doing more than these bullshit little segments. I don't know how much more I can sit through only to have a surprise Rock return or somebody coming out to save the show. Start making the show better. That's all. I can't even say anything else. Just make the show fucking better.